Hi, I'm Mason, 34, and the day my mom handed my credit card to my sister like it was a pack of gum was the day I stopped being the family ATM. It was a Sunday. The kind where rain hits the windows just enough to make you think it's a stay in and read kind of day. I was at my parents' house for what they called a simple dinner, which usually meant I'd end up unclogging their sink, fixing their router, and somehow paying for half the groceries I didn't eat. My mom was slicing peaches like we were starring in a southern cooking show. My sister Natalie was scrolling TikTok, giggling at a video with a sound that repeated, "soft life," over and over. And me? I was leaning against the counter, reading through client emails on my phone and wondering when I could respectfully leave without getting guilt-tripped. Then it happened. "Sweetheart," my mom said casually, like she was suggesting Natalie grab a sweater. "Use your brother's card. He's got about $90,000 saved." She said it smiling. Then reached into the little bowl by the door where we all toss keys and spare change, plucked out my card, and handed it to my sister. I blinked. Natalie didn't even hesitate. Took it like she was accepting a favor she deserved. "We're just looking," she said, tossing it into her phone case like it was a room key. "Put it back," I said flatly. Mom waved her hand like I was interrupting her peach meditation. "Don't be dramatic. We'll sort it later. You're such a lawyer," Natalie muttered, already heading toward the door with my card and my dad's car keys. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten. I just stood there while my heart beat in my ears and my mom went back to slicing peaches like nothing had happened. Like her daughter hadn't just committed petty financial warfare. That was the moment. Not the shouting. Not the fraud alert. Not even the $88,000 mall rampage that would come later. That moment right there, with peaches glistening on the cutting board and my mom refusing to meet my eyes, that was when I stopped being their son and realized I'd just been their safety net all along. I should have left right then, walked out the door, slammed it behind me, and changed my number. But I didn't. Because when you grow up being the responsible one, confrontation feels like failure. So instead, I tried to manage it. "Mom, this isn't okay," I said, keeping my voice low like I was explaining tax law to a nervous client. She didn't look up. Just wiped the knife clean and said, "I didn't take it. Natalie borrowed it. She doesn't have permission. You make everything so legal." She scoffed. "You're always so controlling." I didn't reply. I wanted to say, families can still steal. I wanted to scream, "I'm not a line of credit." Instead, I stood there like I always did, fuming, quiet, swallowing rage like it was my birthright. 15 minutes later, my phone buzzed. It was the family group chat. Natalie had posted a photo, 3 luxury shopping bags, a smoothie, and a caption that read, "We love a productive Sunday." My heart did this awful little hiccup thing. I stared at the photo. No tags. No receipt. No shame. Just a boomerang of her flipping her wrist, showing off designer logos like she'd won the Super Bowl. Mom sent a heart emoji. Dad followed up with a fire emoji. He uses it for everything from grandkid photos to soup. I didn't react. Not publicly. But inside, something was shifting. That first click I'd felt earlier in the kitchen? It wasn't a door closing. It was a lock turning, from the inside. And the next ping on my phone sealed it. "Fraud alert, is this you?" $3.99 Smoothie Supreme. $450 Lumiere shoes. $280 Maison Parfum. Location, Midtown Galleria. I hit. "No, not me." The bank called. I answered. While I was on hold, listening to elevator jazz and a pre-recorded voice telling me I was important, I texted Natalie, "Stop. Call me now." She didn't. Instead, she posted a mirror selfie holding a new camera and captioned it, "Creating content is an investment in yourself." That word again. Investment. Funny how it only applied when they were spending my money. Then the bank rep came back on the line, sounding way too calm for what she said next. "Someone is currently attempting a purchase for $18,800. Can you confirm this?" I couldn't speak at first. I just stared at the rain sliding down my windshield, and finally whispered, "No. That's not me. Shut it down." I drove to the mall like a man possessed. Parking crooked. Shirt sticking to my back. My hands shaking. And I found them, my sister and my mother, standing at Electronics like it was a spa day, casually arguing with the cashier about extended warranties for a $3,000 camera. They didn't look guilty. They looked annoyed to see me. I walked up slow. Not because I was calm, but because I had to keep myself from sprinting across the store like it was a hostage situation. The cart was overflowing: cameras, tablets, ring lights, a drone still in its security box, and a laptop so advanced it probably ran on ego. "Give me my card," I said, flat and direct. Natalie blinked at me like I'd just interrupted her skincare routine. "Relax." The cashier, poor guy, glanced between us like he wanted to vanish into the TV display wall behind him. He'd already inserted the card. The reader beeped. "Declined." Natalie pouted, flipped her hair. "Run it again." "I froze it," I said. My voice came out calmer than it felt. "Give me my card." Mom stepped between us like a customer service rep with too much entitlement and not enough policies. "Don't humiliate your sister," she hissed. "People are looking." "Good," I said. "They should look." She stole from me. Mom's mouth twitched like I'd cussed in church. "It's family money." "No, it's my money," I said. "That you took. It's not theft," she snapped. "You'll get it back when her studio takes off." Even the cashier flinched. I think he realized he was now part of a live family breakdown in aisle 4. "Put the items back," I told him, not looking at anyone else. "It's unauthorized." Natalie's face hardened. The smirk disappeared. Her voice dropped. "You're so small, Mason. You always have to make me feel like trash." "You make yourself feel like trash," I said. "I'm just the one cleaning up after it." She shoved the card into my chest like it had burned her fingers and stormed off. Mom followed, muttering something about my attitude, smoothies in hand. I didn't chase them. Instead, I sat in the food court, at one of those sticky metal tables surrounded by crying toddlers and the smell of questionable pizza, and I breathed. My shirt was damp. My hands still shook. But for the first time, I wasn't panicking. I was planning. Mom slid into the seat across from me, smoothie straw in her mouth, like we were just two pals having a moment. "You could have handled that privately," she said. "You could have asked." I shot back. "Or respected boundaries." Natalie, sunglasses on, rolled her eyes like she was in a reality show confessional. "God, here we go. You love playing the victim." I pulled out my phone, opened the banking app, and slid it across the table. "Do you see this?" I said. $88,000. "That's what you tried to spend." "It was a bundle," Natalie said. "Discounts?" I snapped. And that's when something broke. Not in me. In them. Mom looked away. Natalie fidgeted. And I said calmly, finally, "No more." They stared at me. "What's that mean?" Mom asked. "It means," I said, standing slowly, "there will be consequences. Real ones." Mom laughed like I told a joke she didn't understand. "What are you gonna do? Sue your mother?" She said it like a dare. I didn't blink. "I won't argue here," I said. "I'm going home. And if anything else is charged to any card in my name, I'll treat it exactly like I would for any client. Professional. Detached. Legal." And as I walked away, wet shirt, empty wallet, and a strange, sharp calm spreading through my chest, I realized something. This wasn't a fight. It was a resignation. The fallout didn't happen with fireworks. It happened with notifications. That night, my phone buzzed nonstop, text after text from the family group chat, like they were trying to out-guilt each other. Natalie posted a paragraph-long rant about public humiliation and toxic family dynamics. Mom followed with, "Your brother has always had control issues." Dad chimed in with his usual peacekeeping nonsense. "Let's be reasonable." Which in our family meant, do what your mother wants. I didn't reply. Instead, I took screenshots. I logged into every account, banking, streaming, cloud storage, even the dumb family Netflix I'd been paying for since 2021, and started closing doors like it was a flood drill. Two-factor authentication. New passwords. Frozen credit. I removed my card from the family phone plan, canceled the HBO profile they'd never thanked me for, and called the bank to issue a new card and new account number. I even made a verbal password that wasn't my birthday, dog's name, or favorite movie. Just in case. And the whole time, it felt, not petty exactly. Just necessary. At 11:43 p.m., Mom called. Straight to voicemail. Her message? You embarrass me today. You think money makes you superior? It doesn't. You wouldn't have that money without us. We fed you. We clothed you. We did without so you could study. You owe this family. I replayed it twice. The way she said "oh" scratched something inside me like a splinter I thought I'd pulled out years ago. The next morning, Dad texted. Come by tonight. Family meeting. 6 p.m. I typed. I can't. I have work. Deleted it. Typed. I'm not coming. Deleted that too. Then finally. Okay. 6. I put on a suit I usually saved for court, drove over early, and parked down the street just to breathe. The house looked the same. Lemons on the counter. Keys in the bowl. TV murmuring about a cruise sail. Natalie was already there, sunglasses on inside like she was trying to block out accountability. Mom sat on the couch with a notebook like she'd prepped opening statements. Dad was pacing like the world's most underqualified referee. We're going to resolve this, he said, hands raised like I'd brought a lawsuit instead of boundaries. I nodded. Great. Resolution is good. I sat down, phone face down on the coffee table, hands folded to hide the fact they were still trembling. Mom launched in. You humiliated your sister over a misunderstanding. What was misunderstood? I asked. We thought your savings was for family goals. She even used air quotes. Like my bank account was a group project. Natalie's studio is a family investment. No, I said. It's not. Natalie leaned forward like she'd been waiting. You're selfish. You think your little law job makes you better than us. I laughed. Not mean. Just tired. Nothing about my job feels little. But this isn't about better. It's about boundaries. Mom narrowed her eyes. So here's what we propose. She actually said propose, like she was delivering a pitch deck. You contribute a monthly family support fund. Just until Natalie's stable. Say, $2,000. That's nothing to you. And in return, you stop making everything so combative. I stared. Then I reached into my bag and pulled out a thin blue folder. Put it on the table. The cover read, Family Financial Conduct Agreement. Natalie actually snorted. Oh my God! I drafted it on my lunch break. I said, opening it. It's not a trap. It's just clarity. Mom's face went pale. Dad looked like he wanted to fake a stroke. What's in it? Mom asked, eyes on the folder like it might bite her. Exactly what I've said for months. My accounts are mine. No one is to hold or use my cards ever. Any requests for money must come in writing, with purpose, amount, and repayment terms. No guilt language. No surprise visits. No borrowing items I need for work. Emergencies must be actual emergencies. Hospital emergencies. Not Instagram emergencies. Mom's jaw tightened. We're not signing that. That's fine, I said, standing up. It still applies. Natalie scowled. You can't make rules for us. I can make rules for me, I said. And I am. Get out, Mom said suddenly, like it was a last card in a bad hand. Okay, I said. She blinked. Didn't expect that. You're leaving? Yes, I said. I'll be in touch when I'm ready. Ready for what? Natalie snapped. Silence, I said. A break. Dad tried. Don't be dramatic. I'm not, I said. I'm done. I left them there, staring after me. And for the first time, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. The next 3 weeks were a crash course in what happens when you yank the plug on a system that's been feeding off you for years. The text came fast, then mean, then silent. Aunt Lila sent me a guilt-drenched voice memo about how family always forgives, especially the eldest. Cousin Trent, who I haven't spoken to since he spilled beer on my laptop in 2016, sent, LOL, your sister says you're rich now. Congrats, bro. Even my mom's hairdresser DM'd me with, your mom says you're having a mental health episode. Hope you're okay. I screenshotted everything. And then I put my phone face down and lived. I toured condos. The modest kind with thin walls and crooked light switches. I found one I loved, green tile in the bathroom, real hardwood floors, and a window that let in light like it owed you something. The down payment, the one I'd protected like a dragon guard's gold, was finally going to me. Then the concierge at my building called. "Sir, someone left a package for you." It was my old laptop. The one Mom borrowed. Just for a few days. So Natalie could edit. Scratched. Sticky note still attached, sorry. Didn't mean to break the corner. Underneath? A ring light still in plastic. No note. No apology. Just returned like I'd loaned out tools, not parts of my life. I took a photo. Labeled the folder, returns. And I moved forward. I met with the broker. Ran the numbers. Felt terrified and triumphant all at once. There's something electric about doing something big for yourself when your entire life has been spent doing big things for other people. Then on a random Thursday, right after I won a motion in court, my phone buzzed. Restricted number. Voicemail. I listened in the parking lot. It was Mom. Her voice was brittle. Thin. Like it had been scrubbed with steel wool. "We need your help," she said. "Natalie, there's an issue with her credit. Someone did something with a card. There's a police officer here. Asking questions. Call me." I sat there in my suit, the sun blazing through the windshield, and played it again. And then I called her back. "What happened?" I asked. "It's a misunderstanding," she started. "What happened?" she exhaled. "A card was used. They're saying it wasn't authorized. That it's fraud." "Whose card?" "Yours," she said, quick like a reflex. "But it's all in the system wrong." I cut her off. "No. It's very simple. I reported unauthorized use. If someone used my information, the bank and the police will handle it. You're going to let your sister get arrested?" She snapped, voice rising back into familiar, fiery form. I could feel it, those old hooks, trying to tug me back. But they couldn't reach me anymore. "I'm going to let the process work," I said, steady. "Like I would for anyone else. She's your sister, Mason." "Yes," I said. "And I've been her safety net for a decade. That net's turned into a hammock, and now it's a trap." Silence. Just breathing on the other end. Then, softly, "You've changed." "No," I said. "I've just stopped lying." That can look like change. For the next 2 days, chaos. Extended family group chats exploded. Someone posted a screenshot of Natalie's latest Instagram story, a black background with white text reading, "Betrayal never comes from enemies." I didn't reply. Didn't look. Didn't care. I just kept breathing. Then it got quiet. People run out of outrage when you stop feeding it. And that's when I closed on the condo. The pen felt heavy. The escrow agent said, "Congratulations," and handed me the keys like they were sacred. I held them in my palm. They were warm. And mine. Moving day wasn't glamorous. It was real. My best friend Marcus showed up in a truck that smelled like fast food and brake dust. We carried boxes, cursed at IKEA instructions, and laughed like we hadn't in years. The kitchen was empty except for one mug, 3 plates, and a sense of peace so loud it made me forget my family's noise. We ate takeout on the floor. No furniture yet, just crossed legs, a bottle of cheap wine, and the echo of my own breathing in a space that finally, felt like mine. That night, around 9:14 p.m., I stood in my new bathroom, the one with the green tile I used to save photos of like it was some distant fantasy, and stared at my reflection. I looked tired. But not defeated. Not hollow. Full. My phone buzzed. Text from Dad. Just 2 words, "Proud of you." No emojis. No strings. Just that. And damn it, those 2 words hit harder than all the yelling, guilt-tripping, and frozen smoothies combined. I typed back thank you and didn't add a single thing. 2 weeks passed. No texts from Mom. No emergencies from Natalie. Then, randomly, Dad asked me to come by. "No drama," he wrote. "Just us." I hesitated. But I went. The house looked the same, lemon cleaner in the air, muted reality show on the TV, the bowl of keys by the door like a shrine to old habits. Natalie wasn't there. Mom poured tea she doesn't drink and sat stiffly like she rehearsed a speech. Then, without preamble, she said, "I shouldn't have taken your card." She said it straight, eyes on the steam curling from the mug. "I shouldn't have told Natalie to take it. I told myself it was for her future, but it wasn't my decision to make." My throat tightened. Not from anger. From years of waiting to hear words like those and never expecting them to come. "She's back at the boutique," Mom added quietly. "Part-time. She hates it. Work is good," I said. "Boring helps." Mom half laughed. "You always liked boring." The silence between us was heavy but not cruel. Just real. Honest. A neighbor's dog barked like punctuation. "I'm not the bank anymore," I said. Not a threat. A fact. "I know," she said. "I know now." Dad sat beside her, elbows on knees, staring at my hands like they held the past. "I should have stopped it earlier," he said. "I thought I was keeping the peace." "No," I said. "You were keeping quiet." He nodded slowly. "Yeah. I was." Then Mom asked the question I'd feared and expected all at once. "Do you hate me?" I shook my head. "I'm angry less now. Mostly just tired. But I don't hate you." She exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for 10 years. "Can we see your place?" I paused. Then smiled just a little. "You can. Bring peaches." We actually laughed. At the door, she handed me something small. My old spare key. The one she'd held onto without telling me. "I never used it," she said. "I shouldn't have had it." "Thank you," I said and meant it. Back in my car, I sat for a while, holding that key in my palm. It felt heavier than before. Not from weight. From ownership. Here's the final truth. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors, with locks you control. People who love you knock. People who love your access rattle the handle. I'm done being access. And for the first time, the silence around me didn't feel lonely. It felt earned.